All right. Wow.
Hey man, oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, huh?
Wow.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I had to play that one. I'm like, nah,
That's a sleeper right there.
it is. You snuck that one
That's
out.
a sleeper. You man, that was like the only track I dropped last year. I was so like, I was so just active last year, and I didn't get a chance to really get in the studio like I wanted to, and so we like slid that one right before the year ended last year.
Yeah,
I think maybe like a year ago.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, she got this heat out like this. Like, just snuck it out.
I slick forgot about it, man. That's how I was like, wow. Yeah, shout out to No Love, man.
Nah, that's special.
That was a fun one.
That's special.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh my goodness. And we'll talk about it too.
Yeah.
I definitely want to talk about that one. Because I'm like, hold on, man. I know, I know it's real heavy in the building, and I know, you know what I mean, you got the success of these other tracks, but I'm like, hold on, she dropping consistent heat.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I tried, man. Consistency's been on my side this year, and for my career as so far. So we just trying to stay consistent with some good music.
Yeah. Oh man, let's yeah, we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. I'm trying to tell you, yes sir. Mike, check 1 2.
Yeah,
we are back. Huh? Welcome to the Lost in the Sauce podcast. I'm your host Sauce. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody that's been tapped in with the podcast, sharing it. Make sure you subscribe to Out East Network. We on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, wherever, man. You know what I'm saying? All streaming platforms, man. Y'all make sure y'all give us some 5 stars. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. And thank you for continuing to spread the growth. I love y'all. You know what I mean? We got a superstar in the building today, man. It's real heavy in the building. There's a whole lot of pressure in here. It's a whole lot of,
very
you know
kind
what I mean?
words.
Yes.
Very kind words. I appreciate it.
We got a true gem, a true Tennessee gem in the building. It's inspiring to see just the growth throughout time. You constantly hear this artist's name. Continuing like just full court pressure, like the consistency is unmatched, the quality is unmatched, the drive, the focus, and man, she just can make hits. Just a hit maker, man. You know what I mean? So it's an honor to have this talented artist in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We got Daisha fucking McBride in the building. You know what I mean? We gotta clap it up.
Oh, wow.
We gotta clap it up.
Yes. I'm over here about to tear up.
Oh, man.
That's an intro.
That is love.
Wow. Wow. Thank you.
How are you?
Yeah.
It is an honor to have you here. Like, you're just so humble and a beacon of light, man. Just how are you, honestly?
Put this down before I start.
Yeah.
But nah, I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. Like anytime I'm try to act like I'm not great, I just remind myself about all the things that we got going on right now, and I'm like, man, I'm thankful. I'm blessed, man. But nah, I'm happy to be here. I know I've been, like I told you, I've been a fan of the pod for a while. And,
likewise.
I just, I always was like, dang, it would be dope to go on here. So I'm glad we finally got to, work it out. But I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, that felt special. You showing me love back, and I'm like, hold on, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, we people at the end of the day.
Yes,
and, we Tennessee. I rock with Tennessee heavy, so I try to support specifically what people are doing in Tennessee. So
yes.
Yeah.
How's the mental health?
My mental health is good. It's it's a lot better now.
Okay.
Just with all the stuff that's been going on, I think last week and the week before, there was I felt a lot of pressure because of just like, the remix and the release and just a lot of other things. But now that this remix is out, I can breathe, and I've felt so much more like, I haven't even been like, which is different for me, but I haven't been like in the studio at all. I just been vibing. Like I went out of town on release day. I flew to Chicago, and I was like, man, I just want to go have fun. See my people. So I've been good. It's been good now. But I think the month of October I was just stressed which I really had no reason to be stressed, but because I'm a Capricorn and I'm an artist, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this is the biggest release of my life, and I'm just trying to make sure everything's going right. I'm trying to make sure, like, just, thinking about all the things, blowing up Daisha, all the things. Yes. So I'm better now. Yeah.
Let's dive a little bit deeper into that. Like, tell me what that feels like. You know what I mean? Having that kind of pressure on you on a big feature, big release day.
Yeah.
The single itself is already going crazy. A million views. Million streams. I'm sorry. I mean, what'd you do on the social media platforms too? Wasn't it over 1 million or something like that? Close?
Yeah, on socials.
Oh my God! So
on socials, it was like 6-7 million.
Going crazy on both.
Yeah. So yeah.
Millions on millions.
Millions on millions, man. Millions.
What does that pressure feel like in, like, just because you're inside your body, it's happening to you,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, how do you keep the lid on? Like, how do you keep everything contained? Well, you gave us an example of, like, taking a trip, traveling, getting away. But
I think I credit the people I have around me, my friends and family and my team. They all know me so well, so that they can feel when I'm like stressing, or like sometimes somebody just might need to call and be like, "Yo, breathe, bro." Like, breathe. And like that's kind of been my thing that I've learned this year, is really trying not to stress over the things that I can't control. Like, and I think that's what a lot of them were stressing to me. They're like, you've prepped for this. Like, you've literally done everything you can do. Like,
yes,
you just have to wait until 11:59 and then midnight for it to drop. And it's going to be fine. And it's just trying to just remember, it's just like, look, this is not in my control. Like, a lot of things are, but that particular moment, it wasn't. So just relying on the people around me and just telling myself to breathe.
Yes.
I try to go outside, touch some grass, really trying to just chill out.
Where did you garner these like tools from to be able to tap into that when you have the most pressured situation on you? Being able to go back to like the roots, like where'd you get that from? Like,
probably a lot of things. I've always been described as like very level-headed, very like even-tempered. Like I feel like among my friends and stuff like that, everybody, even like past partners, like they're just like, you're always so calm. Like you're always so, and I think I've just kind of just naturally, I'm always just kind of like, I can get whatever, but I'm just normally just chill. And then also like, I think from the mental health aspect, therapy. I was in therapy for 3 years. I just ended for now earlier this year. I started like right before the pandemic hit. And I needed it, and therapy just taught me a lot of tools. Shout out to my therapist Amanda, man. She's dope. But therapy, man, and really just taking the time to learn those tools and learn myself, and just like, why do I get like this? What's the underlying whatever? And so therapy was definitely a big help too. Yeah. Shout out to therapy. If you ain't in therapy, go to therapy. I don't know. Go to therapy.
Yes.
Go to therapy. I think a lot of people don't think that they need therapy. I think everybody can benefit from therapy though. Like whether you're going through something or not, because everybody has stuff that like you don't even know until you get in therapy. And it's like, dang.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
No, that's facts. My wife, she just started therapy not too long ago. I haven't started yet, but I plan on starting it for sure.
Yeah, and one of those things too, like with me, because I knew I needed to be in therapy for a while. But it's one of those things where I'm like, bruh, as black people, I, like, especially when me growing up in church, a lot of people be like, man, just pray about it, man. You'll be all right. Talk to God, which is a great tool. I agree, talk to God. But also, like, I think that it's all part of the same, that you can talk to God and go to therapy.
Yes.
And it took me a minute until I was ready. Like, I think people try to rush people into therapy, but it's like, you got to be ready yourself to take that step, because once you open all those cans of worms, it's like, all right, like it's a lot. So you got to make sure that you prepare for that, because if not, you're not gonna get what you want out of it or what you need out of it.
I noticed that, like, and I'll speak on just for myself, and the reason why I'm like, all right, eventually it's time for me to like try to explore that, because it's just like sometimes it's natural like blockages in certain places in your life when you like, dang, I don't even know if I remember like that type of, you know what I'm saying? Whatever happened in that period of my life. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And you just learn how to, you know, push on through it, push on, you know what I mean? But how did that like help you move forward when you were able to unlock those certain blockages that you were realizing? Was this the kind of that same thing for you?
Yeah. I mean, I think it helped in all aspects. It helped with my relationships, you know, friendships, you know, my romantic relationships, because, you know, with partners, like I remember before therapy, partners would describe me as like very cold or like not. I wasn't able to open up really well, and it'd be like. I'd be frustrated too, because I'm like, it's not like I ain't got no emotions. Like I can feel, but it's just sometimes it would be impossible for me to be like to tell you how I'm feeling. I'm like I can't express, like I know how I feel about you, but I can't express it.
Yeah.
And you know, therapy I think helped just kind of learn why I was unable to do that, and then taught me how to do it. You know, and it took time. Like I said, I was in it for 3 years. And yeah, so it helped in my personal relationships. It helped in my music. It just made me a lot better of an artist, because I'm able to like be more vulnerable and express that, and not only express it to myself, but express it to like my listeners. And you know, I think that's a compliment that I get a lot about my music, is people being like, the way you're able to express your emotions. You know, we've never heard it expressed like that or said like that, and so I think it's you know, benefited in a lot of ways.
Now I noticed, like, I'm glad that we touching on this like early, because I did want to like speak on this for sure. When I went down through like your discography, you know what I mean?
A lot of different Daishas in there.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that was impressive to me, because it sounded like through each project, you got more and more like vulnerable. And it's really I don't know if I want to characterize it as a tool, but it's a gift of turning that into a strength or a superpower of what I would call it.
Yeah.
Tell me about that like growth. Like, when did that become like evident to you that, all right, now I'm getting more comfortable with being more vulnerable, talking about more, and putting it like into the music?
Well, yeah. So if we go down my discography, I said there's a lot of Daishas, because it really is like, there's a reason why I haven't, like, so right now where I'm at creatively, I definitely don't sound anything like I did in 2018, 2019. Like, I sound so different. Like, even my voice physically sounds different. Like, it sounds a little deeper, a little more seasoned. Like, but I've kept those songs up there because I like for people to see the growth and to see how with each project, how I've grown and kind of trying to just develop more into myself. But with each project, you know, I'm getting a little bit older, you know, and I think the first project where I really was able to get like really vulnerable was the album that I dropped in 2021, Let Me Get This Off My Chest. That was like peak therapy. I was like, because at that point in therapy of that year, pretty much the whole year, I was just going through different relationships. Like, I think I dated like 3 or 4 different women that year. Like, yeah, I was moving, man.
You was in your bag. I ain't gonna hold you.
I was moving, man. I was having a good time. And
you got the sniper traits, I will say.
Man, I just know how to have a good time. So, but with each one of those situations, you know, I think I was feeling so many different emotions, and that's kind of, I'd say that project is kind of when I realized, like, okay, wow, like I can, you know, like I'm actually getting really good at talking about these situations and expressing them, and just like, and it, because that project, I always say that project was therapy for me, because it was so in alignment with what I was actually working on in therapy. Like that project has like a song on there called Walk Away, which was like one of my very first songs where I allowed myself to actually try to like sing for the first time, like, and not just like kind of sing, but like really, really sing. And that was like a very vulnerable moment for me. Like I think I remember actually like shedding a couple tears while I, did that record. There's another record on there called You're Free, which was about me trying to like let this person go. Like the chorus is literally saying like, you're free to go do what you want. And that was another, record where I felt like I was able to articulate really well where I was at and what I was feeling during that moment. So I'd say that project. And then, of course, with the new stuff, of course you have Birds, and then like Birds dropped as a 2-pack with this other song called Need Me Anymore. Which
I like that song too.
Man, that's a sleeper. So many people hit me up and they're like, what about this one? But Need Me Anymore, that song was never supposed to come out. Cause I wasn't gonna put it out. But my friends loved it so much, and cause I was like, this is like a country song. Like, no, I don't really do like country. And so we took it because the original reference was very country. So we like kind of changed the production, but then I was like, well, at this point, let's just kind of keep it country. Like, let's just screw it.
Keeping in that vibe.
And so we dropped that and Birds the day before Valentine's Day as an anti-Valentine's Day tag.
Yes.
And and it's funny because I feel like both of those records were very vulnerable, Birds and Need Me Anymore, and then Birds just happened to be the one that went. But
to the moon.
Yeah, man. And then even, with the new music that I'm working on, like a lot of the songs too, there, there's just different levels of just me talking about what's going on in my life. So
So that 2-pack that you had put out, with Birds on it, where it took off, that was created after the project?
Yeah. So, so 2021, it was November 2021. I remember I dropped the same day as Adele. That was dumb. That was dumb. Nobody cared at all. And then, in my head, I'm like, hey, I can drop the same day as Adele. Don't ever drop the same day.
Sometimes you gotta get out them. You gotta get out the big dog's way, man.
Man.
You gotta clear out.
Man, oh man. Even like, which I'm gonna come back to, but even like I was scared about the remix with Birds because I didn't know when Drake was gonna drop. Because, it
gets so tricky.
Man, in the way that he's October's very own. So I'm like, I'm scared to choose a weekend in October because if Drake dropped, it's over with.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, bro.
I gotta get out this man way.
I'm like, Drake, please.
Bro, just tell us a date, bro.
Look, bro. I'm over here. I'm like asking industry friends, like, y'all know when Drake, y'all know what for all the dogs is dropped. Then nobody know, bro. Then nobody know. And so like even with Birds, we just ended up taking a gamble. And so literally that was another thing that was stressing me because I was like, if Drake dropped, ain't nobody gonna care.
You gonna wash it out the water,
and
man.
Then what ended up happening is Drake ended up dropping, but then Taylor Swift dropped on the same. So I was like, you know what? It is what it is. But what I did learn is that even though these big artists drop, people still will listen to other music besides that. Now, you might not be the first person they run, but you're going to be in the rotation. Later in the day, maybe the next day. So I was like, all right, that's cool.
Because I noticed some people, they take that, now, I definitely don't think you want to drop on the day that he does it. But if you somewhere can get your project or whatever you have in that proximity, it'll still bring eyes. I know some people take that kind of they take that kind of strategy. You know what I mean? But
everybody got their different, I was definitely I was nervous, bro. Dang, I forgot the original question. I know we're talking about the
2-pack. You were peak vulnerability.
Yes.
Stumbling upon Birds. And I was hearing that you wasn't even wanting to release that one either.
Nah.
Oh my God.
Bird. Yeah, it was a reference that I had for a minute. Like Birds is it's like 2 years old. Like it's old. Like it really is old. And I like the original. I have to play you the original reference. It was like just like over a guitar. It was like a YouTube beat at first. And I had just broken up with my girlfriend at the time, and I was feeling like everybody was. After a breakup, you be just feeling like the world ending, bro.
It hurts.
You be like, here go another one.
Yeah,
guess I gotta go back. You start downloading Tinder again. Because you're really like, bro, fuck it. And so, that's where I was at, and I sent it to Josh, aka Sci-Fi, who produced it. And, I was like, I don't know about this. And he was like, no, this is hard. And I was like, all right, well, if you want to, produce it, you can. So I sent it to him. And then I had it probably still on my hard drive for like another 6 months. And then that's why I was like planning my releases for 2023. And I was like, you know what? Let me just drop. Like, let me just stop trying to be so analytical and, calculate this. I was like, I'm just going, when I got the songs and they ready, I'm just going to drop. Like, and it is what it is. And so I dropped the song on my birthday, which is January 2nd. Shout out to the Capricorns. Yeah. And the song was called Birthday. And then we were like, all right, we're going to do the 2-pack February 13th, the day before. So we dropped like 6 weeks later. And the rest is history.
Man.
Had it for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, like I was telling you, I don't think you're kind of a veteran in like going viral, or you kind of like mastered how to like deal with it.
I'm working. There is a formula for sure, but I don't get it right every time. But I've kind of seen like, okay, this is what works, this is what doesn't work.
How did you deal with like growing and seeing that a song that you treated just as like a Lucy taking off like that, and then it making like some people that you think it would never even reach?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It really, it just taught me a lot about consistency. Consistency and the importance of content. That's what this year I think has taught me the most. Like, a lot of people, they've seen, we've been having such a crazy year, and it's just, and they're like, what do you think it is that's really been the factor this year? And I tell everybody, it's like content. Like, I was not making, now don't get me wrong, most of my songs I would always film a music video, but the issue is these days, right now, nobody really does music video, like nobody really watches music videos unless the song is already kind of buzzing, so I was taking the opposite approach. I was making these, spending all this money doing these full-length huge music videos, and then they get 1,000, 2,000 views, and it's like, well, the song, ain't really doing nothing. So it's like, dang. So what I did with the approach for Birds, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start out shooting 5 short-form content clips. And I was like, I called up a couple of homies that I knew who, had good quality, because I'm a stickler about quality.
Yes, me too.
I'm 4K and nothing, man.
Yeah.
Like,
that's it, man. It's got to be right.
And, I hit up a couple of people, and I was like, I'm going to try content. And then another thing too, shout out my attorney. She was on me for like a good year too, because I refused to get on TikTok. I was like,
I'm struggling with that too. You may have to put me on game on that, like, and especially as an artist, getting your music exposed through that, like, it
can be overwhelming. And I think because I have gone viral a lot in my career. Like, I went, that's how I started out, going viral. So like, I feel like I was making content before people were really making content, and I kind of got burnt out on that a little bit. So then when TikTok really became a thing, I was like, bro, I don't want to have to go back and keep doing these covers and this and da. And so TikTok, I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And then I was literally seeing friends of mine, like good friends of mine, blow up after posting consistently for like a month or two and getting these deals, like getting these nice deals and getting these crazy looks. I'm like, man, let me get my ass on TikTok. So I got on TikTok, man, and it was just like so it was like, it was going viral on TikTok first. So before it went viral on Instagram, anything was going viral on TikTok. And then I was like, man, let me repurpose these same, short forms that I already shot and put them on Instagram. And it was just consistency, like just trying to trigger the algorithm and everything, because like I feel like that's really the factor this year that's really helped kind of set me up where I am, because it's just like I'm consistent with it. I'm consistent with the content. Like, I think I was counting the other day, I filmed like 30 pieces of content for Birds, like 30 short forms. Like, I think people think it's, I post about it like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, bro, that's not enough. It's not enough. Like, you have to keep posting. Like, you have to keep posting. And if not, and people's attention spans are so short. Like, and because that's really, I think I heard somebody talk about Drake, and they were trying to analyze Drake, and they were like, why is Drake so successful? And somebody was like, Drake is like the best, I want to say it was like psychologist The one, you know, whichever one it's called when they like study the way people think. They were like, Drake is one of the best, you know, psychologists you'll ever meet because he understands people. He understands how people consume content. So I started trying to think like a consumer instead of like an artist. So because I was like, okay, when I get home and I'm chilling, what I do, I go home, open up Instagram, and then what I do, I might go to the little reel section, and I'm gonna only watch the video for about 10, 15, 30 seconds, you know, maybe longer if it's really good. So I was like, I have to make content that's going to catch people in the first 10, 15, or else it's a wrap. Like, it's a wrap. Facts. So I just, content, man.
Ooh,
content.
Wait, that's genius. Like, now, within that, when you learn that knowledge, and I definitely want to go back to, like, some of your roots. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I think this has been something that has been continuing to, like, build throughout time within your career. But where did you, like, cultivate, like, your style? Like, when did that click? And it's like, all right. Because, I mean, that can be the most challenging thing as a content creator or artist or, you know, whatever that you're doing. I have to, you know, for me, speaking on myself, I have to find a way to make myself stand out. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, I differentiate myself from the rest of the competition. Like, I make sure my aesthetic looks different than anybody else. So, like, when did that click for you? When did that, because I haven't seen anybody do content like you. It's always intriguing. So it's like, when did that click for you? And like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. You don't have to give into none of the secret sauce.
Oh, I mean, ain't no. I mean, there are me because there might be a couple of things, but like, I think a lot of it was just a lot of trial and error. Like, I think I posted the video, like different birds videos, at least 6-7 times before one kind of. I think the first video, like a video, got like 40,000-50,000 views on TikTok, and I was like, okay. And then that I saw that style worked, so then I did another time, and just in different places, and then it, you know, I think it was a combination of things. I think it's the lyrics that I chose, you know, that specific part of the song. You know, that was the most relatable part. I think it's important too to choose, make sure it's the right section of the song. And then just, you know, I think obviously the zoom in that I use is, you know, it catches people's eye. For sure. You know, I see a lot of people doing it now, which is cool.
I gotta watch out for that, man.
Which is cool,
I gotta chill on that.
Nah, I see a lot.
I hate that. I've seen people try to do like my aesthetic, and I'm like, bro, don't do that.
I had I'll have to show you. There's been a couple of artists that I've seen who have like directly copied.
No, but I hate it.
But I if the first time I saw it, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little hot.
I
was a little hot because I was just like, how you just going? And it's like, it's not like it's a secret either. They're literally like comment on the video, like a video, and be like, this is hard. And then next week on their page, it's literally like, let me just show you, bro. Like, it's crazy.
That ain't
how
P.
I see.
That ain't
I'm gonna show you. I'm
that.
gonna show you two different examples, right? And we ain't gonna show the camera, but for an example, right? So like, you ever seen him before?
No.
He's a rapper.
Okay.
Right. So he followed me. He saw a video, and let me see. Let me actually show you. Let me show you this real quick.
Yeah, man.
Because it's crazy how they really do bite.
I'm all for somebody being inspired by what you're doing, but when it's like, yeah, that's trash, man.
I mean, it's the same.
Yeah, you can't do that, man.
It's like, and I'm like, y'all ain't like.
That's crazy.
And for me, I'm like, don't call yourself a creative if you can't be creative.
If you just gonna plagiarize.
If you just gonna,
gonna take completely.
Yeah. But also, I realize they can take the shot, but they can't take the music.
Nope.
So
that be another thing. All
the really similar content that I've seen, it doesn't do the same numbers. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, you know, I think that just speaks to just different things. But you know, it is what it is. Can't control everybody.
No, not at all. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is. But it's intriguing for real. I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah. Now let me ask you. So. Mm-hmm. With you being like authentic and doing your art your way, how did it stumble into? Because I was telling you, like you started reaching all of these A-listers and just different creatives. For one, Matter of fact, let's just speak on like the power of like manifestation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how serious? Well, obviously you take it serious.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I don't mean to ask a stupid question, but
nah.
how serious do you take your manifestation, and how does it feel when it unveils exactly how you're saying or exactly what you spoke?
Yeah, I'm definitely.
How does it reach all of these people?
I'm definitely careful with my words now. I'm a lot more careful than I've ever been. Because I think a lot of times I hear people be like, "Oh, words have power," which they do have power. But I think until it actually happens to you and you actually see it yourself, I think it hits different. And that's been the whole year in a nutshell. Like, but also I learned when I manifest things, like I really do believe, like it's not just me being like, I wish I could have $1 million, like, because obviously everybody wishes they could have $1 million, but like when I say something, it's like I literally I feel it, like I can see it, like this is gonna happen, like I speak as if it's already on the way. And that's been just literally the story of my life this year. Like everything that's happened, it's like we spoke it. And me and Daisha, like we just really believe that everything is just everything is coming full circle, and we're really everything's really just aligning how it's supposed to be. And there's a lot of things that we've seen and been through with just me and my artistry, where it's just like, dang, and now it's come back so full circle, and it's like that's why that happened that way. That's why. And so yeah, man, the universe. Yeah. God, whatever you believe in, when universe, God, whatever, it's gonna come back around.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact. Mm-hmm. Tell me about the initial feeling you felt, not only when you got the vocals in from like Black, but I don't know if it was like an organic thing or was it kind of like, let me shoot my shot at my favorite people, like
yeah. Tell
me that initial feeling when you got confirmation back. Hey, this is going down. Like, how did that feel?
Yeah. So the way the feature came about was literally the universe. It came about a couple different ways. It was like the universe was working on two different sides. Ooh. One side was the fans just tagging, pushing it. Like just thousands and thousands of comments, just really trying to tag them. And like I know I see my comments, but like when you're somebody of that level, I don't know how I try to read all my comments, and it can be a lot, so I know he gets a whole lot more. So I don't I wasn't sure if he was seeing any of them, but I wasn't, I was like, hey, it is what it is. But then on the other end, literally I was in Florida for one of my best friend's weddings, and I was at the airport, and I was mad because my flight had gotten delayed like the whole day. Like I was supposed to leave at like 10 a.m. I didn't leave till like I didn't board till like 6-7 p.m. Wow. And on my flight with me happened to be my boy Tay Keith. Fire. And shout out to Tay Keith. And it had been a minute since we had seen each other. And we just were chopping it up.
So that was organic too.
Yeah, I mean, so we went to school together. We went to MTSU together. We've always been cool, but
I mean, like boarding the same
flight.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
dope.
The universe, because I wasn't even supposed to be on that flight. I was supposed to leave, 6 hours early, and my flight got canceled. So I had to get another flight. So that would just happen to be the flight that I was on. Mm-hmm. And and he was on the flight, and we were chopping it up, talking about the remix, and he had asked me who I wanted on it, and I told him a couple of people that I wanted, and after we got off the flight, we were just talking some more, and he had put in a couple of good words, which he didn't have to do that, which he did. So it was like him, just being a friend, and then it was just other people, and so it was just a lot. So that was like June, right? No, that was July. That was July, and it was probably like almost 6 weeks later. I hadn't heard anything from anybody, and so it was literally I teed up this next single that I was gonna drop. I was like, I guess I'm not going to do a remix, because I wasn't just going to put out like a BS remix. Like I wasn't, it was either Black, SZA, Kehlani, and there was another person. I had a list, but if it wasn't any of them, I was like, I'm not doing it. Not going to force it. Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to force it. It is what it is. And I was literally like at my desk, teeing everything off to be sent off, because I was like, I guess we're just moving on to the next single. It's cool. And then Black's team hit me.
Wow.
Black's team hit me, and then he hit me directly. And he just DM'd me, and he was like, yeah, like I'm rocking with this. I think it's he literally was like, I think it's a perfect song, man. And that was dope. And
he slid on it.
Man, he slid, and he was so like, he's just nice. Like, he's very nice. You can tell he's very genuine. Like, he literally, we were DMing for a while, and he was like, man, just take my number. Like, even that, a lot of people. I met a lot of artists, and some people just don't give out their number like that. So it was just like, even like that, I was like, wow, like that's genuine. And he was just chilling, and he was like, you want me to take the first verse, second verse, and I was like, and I was like, no, like take the first verse, and he sent back the vocals in like 30 minutes. Like,
that's crazy.
It was so quick, and then that's why, like in the video that I posted, he had texted me. It was a voice memo. And so I sent the voice memo to my producer, because we were in there already working on another track, and we're like, yeah, fuck this session. Yeah. we finna listen to this verse. And I was like, hold on, before we press play, like, I want to get our reaction. That's when I brought out my phone and we listened to it. And and like after that video, like the content that I posted was short, but afterwards, like, I think we both like shed a tear, bro. Like, oh, man. Because it was just one of those things where it was just like, today was the deadline. If I hadn't heard anything from anybody today, I was gonna move on. And the fact that it was like that day he hit me, he sent it back immediately. He was so nice about it. Like, the whole process was just, it was like, bro, it's just nothing but God. Like,
yes.
So the way it came about was dope, and then yeah,
we here now.
we here now. And he's dope though. Like, I don't even think he knows how much that verse really blessed me.
Man, shout out to Black, man.
Yeah, shout out to Black, man. Like,
that's fire.
Just being independent, I feel like you don't see that happen a lot. You don't see artists who are A-listers really, do tracks like with art. Like, I'm not signed, I'm not anything. I don't have major distribution, like anything. And so it's just for him to just be real like that and do that like that. That showed a lot about him and his character.
Man,
yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your team in a sense. So there's a bunch of people that we could get to. But I guess since, the success of Birds and the remix and everything, let's talk about your relationship with Sci-Fi. I played a track.
My boy.
But I started the pod off with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's obviously, this chemistry has been something that has been mixing for a long time now. So, like, take me back to the beginning, and when did you know, like, that's my guy? Because it's like, you as an artist, it's so important when you find a producer / engineer or whatever that just gets you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's super important.
When you have a dynamic team like that, it's really not only a cheat code, but it's just something that is priceless. You know what I mean? So, like, just tell me about that, y'all relationship. Yeah. And how did it continue to, like, grow and evolve into what we hear now?
Yeah. So,
because he give you the slaps.
Man,
that should be knocking.
I don't even think too people really know all that he does. He is the MVP. Like, he's my, he produces for me, and a lot of other people. And it's not just hip hop. It's pop. It's country. It's EDM. Like, he can do all that. He mixes and masters. He DJs for me. He's my MD. He's an incredible keys player. Like, and just a good human too, which I've learned is very hard these days to find. Like, he's a good, and he's like, it's my 100%. Brother. But we met at MTSU. We met in college, and at the time I was trying to do this cover series on YouTube, and I needed somewhere to record, and a mutual friend was like, oh yeah, like, I know this guy Josh, and he does this, and so I just like went to his like college apartment. He like recorded me, like, I'm talking about the real, like, sheet was hanging up in the closet, like real, like, the room is probably half the size of this, like real dorm room stuff. And so he used to record me like in his little dorm apartment, and the relationship just grew, and like, as I feel like as I was growing as an artist, he was growing as a producer. And it just, at first he was just like recorded me. Then he started sending me beats. And then, you know, now it's just turned into, you know, with each project, he's grown with me. And, you know, he's seen the good, the bad, the ugly. And yeah, that's my brother, man. He deserves a lot of flowers. And I feel like, you know, hopefully I can give those to him soon. But, you know, and that's another thing too. Like when I think about my team and my career, like, yes, like I want to reach a certain level of success, but also like I want to do it for them too. Like, you know, because it's like, you know, Josh is, you know, sci-fi. Let me say this because he'll get mad. He's like sci-fi. He like, you know, when you meet somebody and you meet them as a certain name, and then midway through y'all's life they want to change their name. Yeah, and then it's like, but I know you as such and such, and they're like, nah, call me to that. So let me be correct though.
I had to do it. Yeah, because it was just like, man, let me just. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he, you know, I want to reach that level of success with him, and I think that was the beautiful thing about, you know, Birds. Is just like, not only are these wins for me, like these are wins for him as a producer, because now as a producer, because you know producers, all they care about is credits. You know, who have you worked with, who you done a song with, and it's like, you know, he can say me obviously, but people might not know me, but he can say Black, and people know Black. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, not only do I want to get these opportunities for myself, but I want to get them for him as well. That way he can further his career and he can go on and work with whoever and kind of have that credibility as well. So
whole team winning,
man. It's a team thing.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Speaking of team, I mean, you got a star on your team that such a legend in this city.
Yeah, the GOAT.
I had so much respect for her. It is a true GOAT, man.
Yeah,
true GOAT.
Yeah,
Talk to me about just your relationship with Daisha and how that has grown over the years, and like not only like your individual wins, but team wins, and then her separate individual wins. Like, just tell me about that.
Yeah, and I'm sure. You know, you know, when you have her on here, I'm sure y'all can.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure y'all will, she'll tell you the same story. But, you know, we met, you know, when I came to Nashville, you know, from being in Murfreesboro and stuff like that. I was asking around, like, you know, who does the shows? Who's really, you know what I'm saying? Who's running stuff around here? Like, that's what I want to know.
Who the
plug? And everybody just kept giving such good words about Daisha. And, so I met her, and I remember my first impression was, I was just like, damn, like, because I've never seen like a Black woman just so bossed up. Like, I like admired her. I was like, wow, like I really love just the way you move, like just the way she moves, the way she carries herself. I was just like, yo, you dope, man. Like, I just thought she was cool. And she had asked me to do this Christmas showcase that she put on in like 2018, and I did the Christmas showcase. Just like as an artist, like we weren't working together or anything, we barely knew each other. And then after the showcase, I know I had such a good experience with it that I asked her to be my manager, and she said no. And, and I was like,
that sounds like her.
Yep. She was like, thanks, but no. And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little salty. I was a little salty because I was like, "You telling me no?" Because I don't get told no a lot. So I'm like, "Wow, okay." And but it was all love though. And then a couple months later, she randomly called me and was like, "Yo, like, is that offer? Like, you know, you still thinking about working together?" And I was like, "Yes." And she was like, "You know, I thought about it, and you know, let's sit down and talk about it. Let's see what that would look like." And I was lit. And that's kind of where we started, and we've been rocking together since like 2019 now. And
beautiful.
Yeah, and it's just it's been cool. You know, starting out, I think we just had to learn how to work with each other. Like we're both two. You know, we have strong. I wouldn't say strong personalities, but I think we both know what we want, and we both. You know, I think it just took us a while to just learn how to work with each other. And so the first 6 months where, you know, we had to learn how to communicate. I had to learn how to, you know, let her do stuff. Like, I can't just, like, she's my manager, so let her manage. You know, before I was so used to just managing everything myself. And so, you know, I was like, you know what? These emails ain't gonna go to me anymore. They're gonna go to you. And, you know, but then trusting that she's gonna know, like, what to say, how to respond, and like, and even like the times when she didn't, we just worked through that together. Like we, you know, and that's really been the whole kind of our relationship. Just we learning this together. Like I've never really had like a manager like her. She's never managed anybody like me. So it was just like we're both learning. And I love it too, because just is like at the end of the day, I admire her as a person, and like what she does, like, and not just with me, like she does so many other things in the community. Like you said, like, you know, she has, of course, like a lot of people now, they talk about Nashville's because it's just, you know, it's buzzing right now. But, you know, even before that, like, you know, she had, you know, she had Protect the Culture, Birth of the Originals, like the set, like all this stuff. Like she does like a lot of work in the community. Like it's just, she just does a lot of things that like people don't even know about. And she's, again, a good human. And I feel like that was hard to find. But our dynamic is dope. She's like a big sister to me. Yeah. I get on her nerves. I know I do, but she loves me. She loves me. But I respect her opinion. Like she's one of the only people that I feel like can like really like check me. You know,
talk to me about that, because I mean, like when you on that mountaintop, and it's like,
but
you getting these wins and you racking them up.
I do, and like so, like for an example, like you know how I was saying, like at the beginning of the episode, you were asking how my mental health was, and I was like, man, I've been stressed. Or like, I basically, when I'm stressed, I nag. Right, it's like something I'm working on. Right, so like. It'll be like, I don't know, I'm texting Daisha something about the music or the feature or whatever. And it's like, she got it. Like, she has it. But then, like, I'm, like, trying to micromanage a little bit. And it's like, man, nobody likes to be micro. You know what I'm saying? Even I hate, and, you know, when people try to micromanage me, like, whatever it may be. So, it's just literally, I was texting her a lot about some stuff. And it's like, I really didn't need to. And she literally would be like, yo, chill out. Like, and you know, when delete, like she'll put that, she'll be like, yo, chill out. And I'm like, yes, man. Like,
hey, you got it.
Yeah. I'm like, my bad, man, my bad. And so just, like she'll check me, you know, I remember, she'll check me about shows, performances, all that. Like, I don't want yes men on my team. Like, I don't want you to tell me everything that I'm doing is great. Like, if you think this is trash, like, I send her songs, she'll tell me if it's not her favorite. She'll tell me if she likes it, if she doesn't like it. You know, I remember, last year on tour, we did this show, and, I was excited about the show, and then we all got to the show. It was me, her, and then Sci-Fi was DJing for me. And I was supposed to go on at like a certain time. I didn't go on till like 3.5 hours later. I was pissed because I was tired. Like we were on tour, so I'm like, I'm tired. Like I just did a show. I just want to go to sleep. And we were at the venue way too long. Like the green room had a lot of people in, like just a lot of factors that were just making me irritable. And so got you. So I went on finally. It was like 3.5 hours later, and I gave a subpar for like performance. Like it was definitely was not my greatest performance. And Daisha straight up told me, like, I don't care how irritable or pissed you are, you cannot do that again. Like, and I, you know, I respected her for that, because she put it, she broke it down. She was like, there are people here who is like, they traveled here, they paid money to see you. Like, you have to put all that aside. And you gotta fake it at least. And you have to those people should not know that you're having a bad day. Like, and that's what I'm saying, like moments like that should really check me. And it's like, after she told me that, I felt bad, because I remember there was this one guy who was at the show. I remember I'll never forget him, this white guy. He was so nice. And he was like, man, I've been waiting all month for this. Like, I talked to him for a while. We took pictures, and it's like, he was a big fan. And I just felt bad, because I'm like, she's right. Like, I mean, in his eyes, he probably thought it was a phenomenal performance. But in my eyes, I was like, I could have given this guy such a better performance than this now. Yes. But that's what Daisha, she'll check me. She'll be like, like, we're not doing that again. Like, after every show, I'll be like, what would you rate it? And she'll give me a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. And she'll tell me why. But that's just one of the many instances. Like, she'll tell me, and I like that though, because I know it's just because she wants me to be the best that I can be, and and it reflects on all of us, because then it probably reflects badly on her too, because they're gonna be like, dang, like this manager let their artists go out there and you know what I'm saying? So it's all, you know. But yeah, shout out to D, man. She will check me.
Yeah, shout out to Lisa.
She'll check me, man.
Yes. Let's cover the Queen Collective. That was such an amazing documentary. Like I checked it out when it dropped.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And I remember that concert when it was coming out too. I wasn't able to make it, but I remember when that.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was part of that documentary. So it was beautiful.
A lot of people didn't, man. But then when people
it was such a monumental thing. Like I know for us, it was like that was a win.
Yeah.
For the city, like to be able to throw that big of a show right there.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't like. I mean, we didn't tell a lot of people about the documentary, but then when you got to the show and you saw all the cameras there, they're like, okay, because obviously shows have cameras, but you know they have like the big cameras and like the like the TV cameras, so people were like, what is this? And then we had to have the little signs that like the consent signs. It was like you are being filmed, like those things like that. We had to get a lot of consent form like signed
for sure.
But yeah, it was that was a moment.
Tell me about working with Idol on that, and like chemistry is such an important thing with that because she's sharing your story, and she did an amazing job with shooting that, and just from my side and like my love for like production, it was Chef Kiss.
Yeah.
Tell me about that experience. Tell me about like when it finally released, it was presented to the world, you know what I mean? And you get to see Queen Latifah say your name and you speak highly of you like this. You really get to listen to your music. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me about that feeling. Like, what is that like?
Yeah. Well, first out, shout out Idol. She's like family to me. Now we literally were on the phone last night.
That's dope.
Yeah, like we talk often. Man, we met when I was in LA in 2021. I went for this like writers camp, this kind of thing that I was doing there, and she was at the camp. She was directing because that camp also had kind of like a docu-series vibe to it. So she was the director of that. That's how we met, and we were the only her and Delisha and one other girl at the camp. We were the only women there amongst like a sea of men.
Wow.
So and Delisha got to come because literally I expressed that I was not comfortable being in this house in LA with a bunch of men, and so they let Delisha come because I was like, it's just a comfort thing, like a bunch of niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I just need a little bit of feminine energy, please. And so she came, and that's when we met Idol, and of course we started talking to Idol, and I told her just more about what I was doing in Nashville, and I was like, telling her about the scene and how there's just a lot of talent here, but like the infrastructure isn't here, and just how there's a lot of aspects in the city that still don't really rock with hip hop like that. And so she's just listening, and she mentions like, oh, I would love to do like a documentary or something about that, and but I'm not thinking she's like serious. I'm like, oh, okay, we just talking.
Yeah.
And then it was like 6-7 months later she calls and she's like, all right, well, Queen Latifah's on board. So, you trying to do this doc? And I'm like, huh? And,
that's crazy.
So it was, in the process was so quick. Like we did the kind of like the outline of what the doc would be, in like at the end of November. And then by like the second week of January, the camera crews were in Nashville. Wow. So the process was super quick. And I know, like, she had to, like, she applied for it, and then they got, like, as soon as we got in, it was like, all right, let's get started on filming, because the show is in February. So they were like, we have to get to Nashville ASAP to, like, do all this stuff before the show. And then, of course, we had to record that. And, like, we were already planning on throwing the show, but the documentary being involved made it that much more hard, because it's just like, okay, the dates where I'm doing rehearsal, we didn't just do a normal rehearsal. It was a rehearsal with cameras all over the room. And it's like, we didn't just do a normal run through or whatever we did. It's like everywhere we went, camera crew was with us. So it just kind of made everything that much more like, okay, we got to get this right, because everybody finna see this.
To be on point.
But she's great. And I think one thing I will say about the doc that I really love that she did throughout the whole thing, she always made sure I was comfortable. Like, no matter, like, all the interviews that we did, like, and it only came out as a 30-minute doc. I think originally it was supposed to be longer, but I think they decided to just make it a short doc instead of like a full feature. But I mean, they were there for, like, they came to Nashville a good couple times. We went to Knoxville for a day, and we
the stomping grounds.
Yeah, we went to Knoxville. I'm talking about they went to church with me and my family. They interviewed my parents. Like, there's so much footage that they did not put in there. And they did interviews with me and the band. Like, there's a lot of stuff that did not, like, I'd probably say 80% of what they filmed did not get shown. But they were so just, like, every time something, like, Ida would always make sure I was comfortable. She would always be like, are you okay with talking about this? Are you, like, she just, you know, I didn't feel exploited, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, taken advantage of. Like, you know what I'm saying? They weren't, like, holding a gun to my head, like, say this real quick before we, like, it was very comfortable. And I think it helped because it was Idol who I was talking to. So it's like, you know, you can open up and be a little bit more vulnerable when it's one of your people, you know? And then, of course, just even the crew, though, like the crew and everybody, we all got super close. Like our DP, our producer, the lighting guy, sound guy, like everybody, we all just got super cool. Like, you know, I still talk to mostly everybody, like, to this day. And so that's been cool. Just the relationships from that. But the documentary was a dope experience. Like, because when we got done filming, it was like May of 2022. And then it came out February 2023. Wow. So it's not like I forgot about it, but I was like, it was like, you know, out of sight, out of mind.
You did it. And then you on to whatever you're doing.
Yeah. And then they showed the first commercial for it on BET. Ooh. And everybody was hitting me up and was like, because they showed it during the BET Awards. They showed that's what it was. They showed it during the BET Awards because it was in partnership, you know, with BET. And that's when I was like, oh shoot, like,
it's real.
Because I hadn't seen the commercial with Queen Latifah in it, so I was like, oh, this is real. That's and then crazy. You know, our documentary was the first one out the gate between all the ones that she did, and so just seeing like even the interview portion, like that was my first time seeing the full interview portion with Queen. Like I'd seen the doc, I had seen, you know, the full doc before it aired, but I hadn't seen the interview portion, so I didn't know she was talking about me. Like, I didn't know any of that until it dropped, and I was just like, y'all, like I'm like, obviously I knew she knew who I was because obviously she shows the doc, but just hearing her speak about me was just like, what, like, and
just a supreme, like, lyricist, like that she is. Yeah, for her to be able to, like, hear that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
crazy.
She's one of those people. I feel like society has, like, a couple people who it's like everybody loves, right? I feel like everybody loves.
Queen Latifah was one of them.
Queen Latifah was one of them, man. I'm like, bruh,
that is a pioneer,
man, and she's the only celebrity I've ever gotten nervous meeting.
Oh, like, really?
Man, and I was cool. I was so cool, and then it's like she walked in the room, and I'm just. Like, man. I can't stop shaking. She's like talking. I've met a lot of cool people. Like, we did the BET Awards. We did all that. And I didn't really freeze up talking to anybody, but Queen, she probably thought I was slow, man. Like, I
was be like that,
man, because it's just like, bro, you're Queen Latifah, man. Like, it's just just a pioneer in the women's space. Yes. Like, what she has done, what she's carved out. Yeah, like, she just... That's a lot of pressure to be like, oh, yeah, what, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk now. Yeah, like, and like, you know, and she looks at me and she's like, Daisha. And I'm like, hey, yo. I'm like, calm down. You can't do that. You can't do that, man. Like, I'm just the girl. You can't, you can't do that. You can't. And she's just so, like, everybody's like, what? She's like, man, she's majestic, man. She felt majestic to me. And, you know, and then afterwards, like, when I did meet her, like, she was just, you know, she just said some really kind things. She was like, man, just like keep going and da-da-da. And like, you know, I see, like, it was very brief, but just very, very kind. And that's what you need. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. That was dope. That was fun.
That is dope. Man, what else I want to ask you? You done so much in like such a layered amount of time. Like
it's been a crazy couple
it's like
years.
Yeah. Tell me about the Google ad. Now I'll tell you. I'm watching football. I'm a Titans fan. You know what I mean? But I'm flipping back and forth in between some channels, and I think at this particular time I'm sitting there and just listening on a commercial.
Yeah.
And I know your voice. So I'm like, what? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is that? Like, how did that happen?
Man. So, you know, I obviously I have my own music, but I do sync music as well. So, you know, sync music is, you know, the songs that you hear in TV shows, movies, commercials, stuff like that. And I've been doing sync music for a couple of years. Sync music for me is just fun, like, because I get to be somebody else. Like, I get to, you know, it's just like, for me, it's really is fun because I get to be creative. Like, somebody might send like a Cardi B reference, and I'm like, oh, okay, like I get to rap like Cardi. You know what I'm saying? It's fun, and for me, it comes fairly like easy. So, and it's funny, and I make money, so I'm like, it's even better.
Yeah, let's do that.
And so the song for the Google ad, I did a sync session with my friend Paige. Shout out to Paige Blue. She's amazing. She's one of the only women producers I've ever worked with.
And that had that bounce. It's like the EDM vibe. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's a cool song. And we did it. I think we did it in like February. February. It's funny. February always ends up being a very magical month for me. Like, throughout my whole career, I've noticed February, like, things that I do in February set up so many great things for the year. Like, this February, I dropped Birds. The documentary came out in February. I wrote the song for the Google ad in February. Like, February.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Like, that's
the universe.
The
universe be rocking with me in February. And so February, we did the track, and Paige, like, she's dope. Like, she's gotten some really cool, like, she's done like Apple and a bunch of other stuff. And I've never gotten an ad. Like, I've gotten songs on like Netflix and Hulu and a lot of cool things. Like, you know, like, I got a movie placement this year as well, like a theaters movie.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And but I've never gotten an ad, and I've like, that was literally the last thing on my bucket list this year. I was like, man, I just want to get an ad. But this year for sync music has been tough because I'm sure a lot of people don't know it. But because of the writer's strike, because they're not making TV episodes.
Yes.
So they're definitely not placing songs to be in TV episodes because the episodes aren't being made. So, you know, a lot of people are thinking about the writer's strike and how it's just affecting the writers, but it's also affecting the songwriters because a lot of people aren't getting as many placements as we normally would get because of the strike. So it's been a slow year for me. You know, it is what it is. And I was like, it's cool. Like, you know, I'm not really tripping about it. And literally, I got a message from a woman who worked for Google, and she was like, "Hey, you know, I'm on the marketing team for Google," and I'm thinking it's like spam because I'm like, don't nobody from Google just DM me,
trying to decipher between those type of things.
Yeah, I'm like, ain't nobody from Google gonna just email you, or just gonna DM you on Instagram, and she did. And so I'm like, okay, if this is real. So I just sent her the email to my people, and I'm like, all right, well, yeah, if you want to use this song, like, you know, hit such and such up. And they did. And it was like the next day, Paige hit me and was like, yo, did you see this this Google thing? And I was like, yeah, like, they hit me up. Like, I told them to. And she's like, no, like, I think we're actually gonna get it. And then I think from there it was maybe like a month went by, and I didn't hear anything, and I didn't know if we'd actually got it. And then it was very quick. They were like, you know, my team had called, and they were like, you got the Google spot. And
fire.
Yeah, that spot
you got in your bag too.
Thank you, man. It saved a lot financially this year. It did, man, because like I said, I was not getting a whole lot of placements before that. So that placement really put me back in the game.
What's your take on the writers' strike right now? I guess I'll ask you that because it's like, I guess it's in a sense trying to get the infrastructure right and like so it can be pushed forward and done right.
Yeah.
but it's such a strain on everything else, like what you spoke on.
I think it's needed. I think after they finish that up, I think they need to go on the songwriters strike, because I think everybody deserves their coins. Like,
yes,
and for me, that's why I haven't even been mad about it. Really, like, because a lot of people, ain't you mad? I'm like, nah, because those people deserve to be fairly compensated. Like,
yes,
like you said, there at least needs to be a standard. Like, there's no reason why these people are writing these shows that are bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars, and they can't even make over 30,000-40,000 a year. Like, that's messed up. And so I'm not mad at it at all. I think they need to go ahead and get that resolved, get that going, pay these people their money, and then get these shows out.
For sure.
So I can get these placements.
Yes, facts.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's such an interesting thing, like being in the creative space and finding the proper value for your art. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it's like when you're doing that, you're setting your standard. You're setting what your value is.
Yeah.
But every piece needs to be properly compensated.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I'm all for that too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hopefully they can get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get it resolved.
Hurry that up. Hurry that up. Christmas around the corner.
You hear
I'm like,
me?
hey, play with these gifts, man.
That's so fake.
Hurry that up. Got a birthday on the way. Come on,
man. We need that. I mean, y'all get it right. Y'all pay them creators, man.
Pay them folks.
Pay them folks. Yeah. Let's talk about your ear, your musically inclined ear. You have such a great ear for beats. Like, I guess in a sense, before we talk about like your beat making, like tell me back to some of your roots a little bit. So where did that foundation? Because I know you come from Niceville.
Yeah.
It's a small town, but it's also a party town too.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like, they can party up there.
But I ain't even getting into none of that. Like, because I was, I'm like young. So,
got you.
But it definitely, UT does turn up. They do turn up, man. I ain't mad at it. For me, I think, people always ask, like, where it comes from. And I'm like, I'm such a melting pot. Like, because I'm born and raised in Knoxville. So, like, of course, you have the country, the rock kind of influence there, because that's like growing up, I'm hearing like Daughtry and John Mayer and like and Coldplay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hearing music like that growing up, because it's like, there's a lot of white people that I'm around. And
that's the iPod days,
man,
too.
For real. Nah, for real.
Man.
And then on the flip side, I'm heavily involved in church. So my parents, are singing gospel music. I'm hearing a lot of gospel music. I'm in the choir. And then you add the third trifecta to that is I'm spending a lot of time with family and my cousins who are in Mississippi, and so that's where I'm hearing the trap music and the hip hop, and I'm hearing crit, I'm hearing this, and I'm saying, I'm hearing all kinds of different. So it's like all those, I just tell people, all those different kind of just being exposed at the same time birthed the rap girl. That's
oh
where,
my God.
That's where it came from.
I'm glad you said that, because
yeah.
For somebody that's first hearing your music, it shifts like your vibration in a whole different, like, it's in a different realm. When I first listened to your music, I couldn't like characterize it in a genre kinda.
Yeah. And
it was like, dang, I feel this, but then I feel that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it gives this kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm gonna just have to talk to her and just see.
Yeah. It's and like for me too, it's been one of those things. Like I said, if you go back and listen to the discography, you hear a lot of different sounds, because it's me just trying to figure out what do I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm like, I can get super melodic, or if I want to bar you up, I can bar you up, or it's like, or if I want to get like, it's just, there's a lot of different pockets that I can go in. And I think for a while that's been something that I'm like, what is my sound? What is my sound? And like Sci-Fi, he always is like, you are the sound. Like, your sound is you. he always something. He's like, your sound is you. Like, that's how and it's like, that's something that I think recently too, I'm kind of been going off like the Drake model. Like, because I think that one thing that's special about Drake is his ability to float effortlessly in between genres, but it's still Drake. And that's how I think of myself. Like Drake can put out an all R&B album. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's Drake. Or Drake can put out a drill rap album. You're gonna be like, yeah that's Drake. Or Drake can put out a dance hall club album. You're gonna be like, yeah, that's Drake. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I kind of view myself the same way. Like I can give you an R&B track and I can give you a rap track, but it still feels like me. And that's that's kind of the model that I'm taking. So I know like when I sent you, like, I was laughing, like the songs that I sent you, I was like, he's probably gonna be like, what are all these different? But it's like, that's like my upcoming album. That's kind of how it feels. Cause it's like, there's different feels in there, but they still, to me, they all still feel like me.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
I will say, are those names gonna stay
most of them I know.
Okay, so
Lemonade will probably stay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Lemonade will probably stay.
That one I said, yeah.
That's a favorite of mine. I actually produced that too. I produced
What?
Yeah, so that's fun facts for the new album. I probably produced like half of it.
Wow.
That's like my new
Hey, see, you got some hits on there too, buddy. I'm telling you.
I haven't been speaking about it, but I just been because at the beginning of the year I had a writer's block. I was blocked like crazy. And I just could not write, and I was doing all these sessions with Sci-Fi, and I felt bad because he would make like 3 or 4 beats, and it's not like they bad beats, like they all fire, but I just couldn't write anything to him. And so what I did, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna teach myself how to make beats this year. And I said what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a blueprint and kind of start the idea, and then I'm gonna bring it to him. That way we cut out the time where we're just sitting in the studio like, do we like this? Do we don't like? Because I know I like it because I created it. So I know I like it.
For sure.
So yeah, Lemonade was one I did. Miss Make It Happen. I did that one too.
You got a pocket on that one.
Yeah, I wanted a little groove. I wanted a little groove on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, you was blowing that shit up too.
Thank you. Thank you. That one was fun. That was fun. That was fun. But yeah, man, it's I'm excited about the new music because I just feel like I'm hoping that that me as an artist will make more sense to people when that drops. And even if they don't, it's okay. But
I'll tell you, definitely from hearing like the other bodies of work and like I was telling you, gradually hearing you become more vulnerable and really stacking these layers up. This sounds like a new layer with all of those involved. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, it sounds good.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's really nice.
And I know,
I love the direction that you're heading with it.
And a lot of the ones I sent you were like rough too. Like I said, All Is Well is the only one that was finished.
I feel it in there where it's at.
That's the next single that's coming. So
which one?
All Is Well.
All Is Well. I like that. I like that.
I actually previewed it on Instagram. Like back in like May, because I didn't think it was gonna be a Birds remix, so that was like,
it's got some good energy.
And then it like started going up, and I was like, okay, I can't post this no more because people gonna be like, where is this one at? And I still get comments every day like on that post. They be like, is this out? And I'm like, I shouldn't have posted it.
Yeah, hey.
I'm like, it's too late. It's too late now. It's too late now, man.
Hey, man, that's fire. What all do you have planned for the top of the year? Like, for you, like, you've accomplished a lot within this year. Where are you at with like reshuffling the goals now? Yeah, seeing what you want to do and what's your plan of attack? You ain't got to give up all the sauce, but you know what I mean? Like,
So of course, music is the priority. Like, I've given this year to Birds, and it's been great and it's been beautiful, but my hard drive is full and I am ready to drop. I'm ready to drop. So first and foremost, January, new single will be coming. And then I haven't announced this yet, but I announced it in like a week, so it's fine. But I'm going on tour in February.
Hey, hold on now.
Yes, sir. I'm going on tour. I'll be supporting. She's a really dope artist. Her name is Sienna Liggins. She's based out of Atlanta. But she's dope, man. She's a really cool artist. We became friends. And she's just I like her work a lot, and she invited me to come and be direct support for her in February. So I think we're doing like 9 cities. I think we got Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, Columbus, Boston.
That's gonna be fire.
New York, DC, Atlanta. I think I got them all. But yeah, so I'll be on tour in February. And then I'm hoping that the whatever body of work that I'm putting together, probably like March, will probably drop. But honestly, I'm trying to get on the road a lot next year. I like traveling. I love Nashville, but I've been gone a lot this year, and I think that's been something that I've actually really enjoyed, like going off and then coming back home. Then going off for like, a couple weeks or whatever and coming back home. So, I'm trying to tour a lot more. So look, if anybody watching this and you need direct support or anything, or you want to book somebody for a tour or whatever, just hit me up.
Hey, you know what I mean?
I give a great live show.
Yeah.
But
it's really like
I'm trying to definitely not just do the February tour, but hopefully do some more. But then I'm just really excited to share the music though. Like I feel like a lot of these songs I've literally been sitting on the whole year because of I've just been trying to do this stuff with Bird. So I'm excited for that and just seeing what the new music, what opportunities kind of that opens up. I'm trying to think. It's funny because I know afterwards, like I said, I'm going to meet with Daisha, and I'm like, I know we're literally talking about 2024 after this. So I'm like, I should probably get these answers lined up anyways. That's, but we always just go by quarters too. So like first quarter, it'll just be getting out the music, getting out the new content, and then the tour is a priority. And then the music and the full length of whatever it is in March. So that's kind of it for first quarter. We'll see what the rest of the year brings. Man. Yeah.
Hey, first off, congratulations with that.
Thank you.
That's gonna be amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure. But I guess we can, bring it down a little bit. Let's get to know Daisha a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Let me take a big gulp.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get to know just like some little light things about you. So I mean, I guess we can start with just what do you like to do when you're not creating music? Like what gets you back centered? What gets you in that zone?
When I'm not creating music, I be chilling, man. I like to go have a good time. So I like to hang out with my friends, hang out with my girl. I like to work out.
I like that.
Yeah. I try to stay active. I think just moving my body around just helps with everything. So I like to be outside. I'm country with it. I like to go fishing.
I like that. All right, okay.
I like to go fishing. Yeah, a lot of people don't know. People be like, "You got a whole fishing license?" I'm like, "Yeah,
that's
man.
fire."
And a whole I be fishing, man. I like fishing. I'm trying to think. I like going to the movies. I like food a lot. Like I'm really a fat kid. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man. Keith Lee gotta watch out, man, because man, Yeah.
What's up?
I always be telling people I'm only rapping to set up my food career because when I retire, oh God, I'm like, when I retire, you gonna just see me eating food, and I'm gonna have a whole base on that, and it's gonna work. It's gonna make sense. Y'all gonna be like, she wasn't playing.
The people gonna want the rap girl like mukbang and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The food.
I'm gonna write that down. They gonna love that.
Okay.
They gonna love that. Like you sitting down just trying out new foods.
I might start the food page in 2024, man. Yeah. That's what I might do, man. Go ahead and get it a little sprinkle.
What kind of vibe you in right now? What's some of your favorite foods right now? Or you can give me your all time.
Honestly, it's funny because when I tell people my favorite food, they look at me like, But just hold on, let me sit up. Okay, just don't judge me. My favorite food though is pizza.
Oh, me too.
Because
shit.
because people be like, people would be like pizza, but I'm like, listen, bruh. You can't go wrong with pizza.
Can't
go wrong. You can go
can't
wrong with you can't mess up pizza. And there's so many different kinds of pizza. Like pizza is just a superior food to me. I will never not eat a piece of pizza. Like
it's always the perfect go-to. That's the foundation right there. You know what I mean?
Man, like
for sure.
I love pizza. It's my favorite food. But I mean, I eat everything though. Like recently, like when I was in Chicago, my girl had put me on to curry, and I had a different kind of, like, I guess I just realized there's different kinds of curries, but I had a catfish curry.
Wow.
It was buzzing. It had like catfish,
that
like
sound crazy.
bruh.
That's just all going crazy.
Bruh. It had like catfish bites in it, and I was like, they combined like Southern cuisine with like, because it's an Indian restaurant that we went. It was,
man,
bruh. So recently, I've been kind of on the Indian food because I'm like, it's kind of good. But I mean, I am not picky. Like it's rare. I pretty much eat everything. So
do you like oysters and like mussels and stuff like that?
So I've tried it, because one thing about me is I'm gonna try everything.
You gonna try it before you be like, nah, I ain't
yeah. I'm gonna try it. I wasn't a fan. Are
you a texture person?
Yeah, it was a little too.
That's very important.
It was a little too slimy, and like who I was with too, like they was trying to sauce it up, like they were like, oh, these are garlic oysters. So I'm like, all right, but then they were like, take the crackers and then squeeze the lemon. I'm like, this still tastes like a oyster. Like it's like they be thinking that's gonna just eliminate the whole oyster taste, and I'm like, like this is still nasty. So I said, let me get some shrimp instead. Let me get some shrimp.
Let me switch it up, Jack.
Fry it real hard. Like nah. So I've tried it though. Yeah. Like I will try everything. I just don't. Not a fan. Not a fan, man. Not a fan.
I mess with that. Let me ask you. All right, so you're a foodie. Mm-hmm. You're a person that like to watch like movies and stuff like that while you eating. Okay, so what's your go-to movies? What's some of your top 5? Give me your top 5 favorite movies.
Ooh, top 5. Okay. Ooh, see. And
I will ask you why you thinking about that. Are you type of person? Do you like to have like while you're creating? Do you like to have like movies in the background or anything that just kind of inspiring you?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I'm writing music, which I'll come back to the movie thing, but when I'm writing music, whether it's at home and like in my studio or with Sci-Fi at Hayes, I'll do 2 things. We're just talking about manifestation for real. On YouTube, there's those videos where you can like, there's like these giant mansions, like these luxury homes, and then it's like these hour-long videos where they just go through the home and show you every luxury thing about it. I just had those pulled up while I'm creating.
Oh, that's fine.
Because I don't know, it's just like I like to see. I'm like, nah, like this song gonna give me that, or da-da-da. So I have that on. I have just like scenery, like I might have like, they have those like 4K drone videos of like Los Angeles that just go like 4 hours long, and you just go through the city, like, you know, I just have like ambient stuff. I normally don't have like movies and stuff on while I'm there. It'll be like scenic stuff instead.
Have you ever seen I think it's on YouTube. Well, it is on YouTube. I think that's the name. It's Primitive Builders or something like that.
Maybe.
They build stuff from like literally nothing.
Ooh.
So they may go to like a beach or something with sand. Yeah. They'll build like a whole mansion.
Okay, I'm gonna add.
Or like they'll build like a boat. They build building. Shit out of nothing.
That's kind of hard.
It's 2 niggas with a fucking shovel and a box, and these niggas will build some shit out of nothing. It's crazy.
What? Primitive. Hold on, I'm writing this down.
These niggas is crazy. They ain't got no bulldozers or no shit like that.
And they just be using their hand.
That shit be crazy.
Primitive builders.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on, let me type that in.
Now I'm intrigued because I watch stuff like that on TikTok. Like that's my TikTok feed is odd.
Yeah, they got primitive building. They got primitive survival. Wow. Look, like these niggas built some shit around some mud, man. Like that shit crazy.
Yo, it's a boat.
Yeah, they built a boat.
Text this to me.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, because that
shit'll have you like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that might put me in a whole new creative zone.
It's nothing but them just building shit. Like they not talking, they just building.
That's kind of hard.
It's crazy.
I like.
Yeah, no, that shit hard. I definitely send it to you.
Dang. Dang. Now I'm like, let's go build something. Let's go be trying to go outside and build.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out there and start playing in the dirt and shit. Like, yeah, let me build a.
Yeah, they gonna be like, what was y'all on today? Hey, man. Mm-hmm. Creativity.
That's fire.
My favorite movie.
Top five.
I can't think of a top five. My favorite movie, one of my favorite ones is Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, Love Don't Cost a Thing. Yeah, I used to have a thing for Christina Milian, man.
Oh my God. She was in that little, you know what I mean? That little cheerleader outfit.
He said that little, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
Yeah, Love Don't Cost a Thing is up there for me.
She used to give me with that little curly hair too.
Man,
like,
Christina Milian, she's not talked about enough.
I used to melt, nigga. Like, that shit crazy.
Her and Megan Good. Waist Deep is one of my other favorite movies. Just because of Megan. Literally. So
you got some nice taste. I like that.
Man,
that's that sniper. I tell you.
That's
that sniper action.
What exactly is a sniper action? What is it?
A sniper is strategic. They know how to move. They know how to maneuver around the crowd, and they know how to target the right one.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
That's accurate.
Sniper to sniper, I can tell.
Oh, game recognize. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, we was outside. Did you watch wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay, we would be like the Hardy Boys or something like
that.
You know what I'm saying? We'd be going crazy outside. Like, you got that kind of vibe with you. Like, you know how to chill. You know how to.
No, when I was in the streets, I was in the streets.
Yeah,
when I was in the streets.
But look, ain't that good? We out the streets.
Man, look, we be saying God is good. God is good, man.
Yes, man.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, I said all the
we
time.
are
I'm
out
like,
the streets.
God knew when to put me in a relationship and when not to. I'm like, yeah. I literally met my girl in January. I'm like, he knew. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Ways Deep, Little God's Name. There's another movie. It's called Beyond the Lights. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a newer movie. It's like they used to play it on like BET a lot. So people used to like play it because they'd be like, oh, I play on BET. But hey. I like the storyline though. Like as an artist, it's a dope movie. I'm trying to think. I just like movies. I don't know if I have a whole lot of top ones. Like I like series though. Like I like Harry Potter.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Potterhead.
So that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's some good quality movies. That's some of those you gotta like.
I got a lot of. I feel like I have good movie taste. I feel like I do. I don't like scary too much. Like, I can do scary. I don't like demonic. Like I don't. I won't do like an Exorcist or anything like that.
Unfortunately, they take the whole horse because nothing else. Like Jason don't scare nobody no more.
Right.
The other stuff they gotta play around.
I can do like the Saw movies though. Like I can do gore and like and like horror and like thriller. Like I like thrillers too. Like stuff that's kind of has. But as far as like when you playing around too much with the spirits,
I ain't messing with that.
I'm good.
Me neither. My wife don't play that either. She like nah.
Nah,
I'm cool.
I don't do it.
I'm cool. What's a perfect day for Daisha? Like, what's a perfect day?
Perfect day. I can sleep in.
Okay. What's a good sleep in for you? Like what time?
Probably like a 10.
That's a good little pocket though.
Because if I get closer to, because like I said, I like to eat. So if I get closer to noon, then I won't get to eat.
Okay. You still like breakfast food and stuff like that?
Breakfast.
That's your bag.
Breakfast is an all day. It's an all day meal for me.
That's
man.
A bag.
It's not. Yeah, breakfast is not just breakfast. But probably like a good 10. Get up, get some food or make some food, either one. Then go to the gym.
Okay.
Yes, definitely like a workout. I work out midday, which is it's nice because everybody's at work during that time, so I can go to the gym, and it's not super crowded. Get home, shower, do all the things. I make a bomb smoothie. I make a bomb smoothie, man. I'm gonna get my smoothie game up. So I make a good smoothie, and that's become like one of my favorite parts of my day is when I get to come home and make my smoothie. Like, because I be putting love into that smoothie, man. I put my fruit, my greens, my everything in there. Like it's
get in your bag.
Yeah, man, I get in my bag for sure with smoothies, and then we'll see. Like I'll probably go kick it with some friends, but then it's like I'm gonna incorporate music in there somehow. So either I write and then go out, or I go out then come home and write. Like, yeah, I don't look at writing as like a chore. Like, oh, I gotta write today, or oh, I gotta record. Like it's something that I like still enjoy doing every day. Like you know, if I don't go anywhere tonight, which I don't think I will, I'll probably just sit at the crib and write. Like that's a fun night to me.
Fire. Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I would ask, like, for you and your lady, do you involve her in the creative process? I'm just randomly thinking that. Like, did she go to and like come to the studio with you and kick it, or?
So we do long distance.
Okay. Okay.
Like every queer relationship in the world. She lives in Chicago. And then of course I'm here in Nashville. So
you take a good trip up here.
Yeah. We see each other very often.
Her pizza game is probably crazy too.
Well,
because that's a big thing up here.
Well, it was.
Okay.
She's vegan now.
Oh.
Yeah, she's vegan now. So that's another thing. She's put me on to the whole world of vegan food. Okay. Which has been cool to see. So shout out to the vegans, man. They got some stuff. I've been like, okay.
They know how to find their way around stuff. Like
they do.
They put me onto some games sometimes.
And it's so much healthier too. Like that's probably why my smoothie game is so dope, because I be watching her make them, and I'm like, dang.
And you feel lighter too when you eat that food. Dude, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, you don't feel as like I can definitely tell a difference when I'm spend a week with her. I'll come back but then I'll come back and be like, man, I want Chick-fil-A, man. I'll go straight to Chick-fil-A. But yeah, okay. Yeah, we I involve her sometimes. Like, there's a little like app that you can use where if I'm recording or something, I can send you a link and you can listen to what I'm doing like in real time.
Oh wow!
So sometimes, so she likes that. It's like this little app thing we use. I forget what it's called, but I can send her the link and she can listen to, which I also use it when I'm having like virtual sessions too, which is nice. So she likes when she can like tune in and listen. Yeah. And then she'll tell me like I'll do something and I'll be like, I don't know if I like that part, because like I'm recording in real time, and she'll be like, she'll text me or might be on FaceTime. She'll be like, no, baby, I like that part. And, that's fire. And then like, but also like it's funny. Like for an example, I was like trying to finish up a song from the album earlier this week, and it was a song that I had started when I was single. Okay. And it was literally a song because I was out that night and I was on demon time. Like I was on that type of time. I was on that type of time. I was sniping. Exactly. I was sniping. And so I had started the song, but I never finished it. But the beat of the song is so hard. And I'm like, bro, I have to finish. Like this has to go on the project. And so literally, it was like literally the other night, and I called her. I was like, baby, you can't call me right now, because I was like, I need to go back to this place that I was a year. Yeah, and I was like, and if you call me, text me, being all lovey, like I can't. I gotta lock in. Yeah, I gotta lock in. And so she was like sending texts, and she was like, "Are you still on demon time or not?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like this." Yeah. So she's like, "Yeah."
I'm still in my bag, man. Let me, you know what I mean,
man. And so she but she's supportive, and she she likes me. Like she's so excited for this new music to come out, like me, because she's heard these songs all year. Like sure, she'll be like, finally you can drop this song. Is that
a love language for y'all, like music?
Yeah, one of them. Food is our love language, for real. Fire. Yeah, we eat a lot of food together, and we cook a lot together, which is cool. But definitely music. And she's like an R&B lover, so. I've been singing a lot more this year, which I don't know. It might have something to do with her. It might not.
Subconsciously, just getting you in that pocket.
I'm like, maybe it is. But yeah, she's an R&B lover. But yeah, that's definitely food, and she likes physical. I mean, she honestly she likes all of them. So
that's fire.
Yeah,
fire.
Yeah, so she's involved.
Okay, so that's a perfect day for you.
Mm-hmm.
What's your superpower?
My superpower.
Now I know as creatives, like we've learned to like tap into our gifts. Whether if they're helping the world, we may not look at it like that, but I almost look at it as superpowers. To me, I feel like my superpower is the ability to communicate, to always be authentic, and to make people comfortable. Like for me, you know what I mean. Yeah. So, I would say for like Lay, like he here, his ability to capture time, like
we'll be snapping.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's unmatched. Like I can't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like God didn't bless me with that type of gift.
Right.
So I guess I would ask you just like, what is your superpower? And it could be anything. It could be to be able to empathize, sympathize. I think that's another thing for me as well. Being able to empathize, sympathize with people.
I would say, kind of like how I was saying earlier. I feel like in high stress situations, I'm very level-headed and very calm. Like there's rarely a time where I'm not thinking straight. Like I think people tend to call me or come to me when they're kind of in states of like crisis, because they know, okay, Daisha's gonna give us the good, calm, level-headed, well thought out answer. Yeah. I think that's been something that a lot of people have just said. They'd be like, "Yeah, you're just so like you just be chilling." And I'm like, "Yeah, like I don't really freak out. Like I don't really get about a whole lot." So I think my ability to be really calm is a superpower. And then I think maybe music wise, I think that I have really, really good stage presence. Like I think that I love like I've had so many times, especially being in Nashville, like where, you know, starting out, I wasn't doing hip hop shows. I was doing I was on these lineups with like pop singers and country artists and stuff. And I think that my favorite thing about doing those type of shows is when you get up there and the crowd isn't paying attention, and then I start rapping, and 2 minutes later, every eye in the room is on me. Like I think that it's special to be able to capture the crowd's attention for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, to capture your attention. I have I have them locked in the whole time. And I think that that's something that, as a performer, I've learned that is really, really special about me and when I perform, because I know how to command the stage. Like when I'm performing, you gonna know I'm performing.
Yes.
And I think that that's something special, because a lot of artists, you have to learn that. And I think that also comes to me because of how I got into this. Like before I was rapping, I was doing poetry, then I was doing spoken word. And I was a lot of people don't know this, I was a really, really, really good spoken word artist. Like got a couple of awards back in the day, like from it. Like I used to, like, but with spoken word, I think all that came from doing spoken word. Because spoken word, you have to learn how to lock people in. Like you have to off the bat. And that taught me, I think that kind of transferred over to my to my stage presence and how I rap now. I catch people's attention. So I think that's a superpower.
Fire.
Yeah.
I guess to round this off, and before I let you, if you want to ask me anything.
I gotta get my questions right.
Yeah. What's the North Star for you, Daisha? Like, I mean, you've accomplished a good amount of things. Things that were probably out of your imagination, like you didn't even know it would go like this.
Yeah.
But ultimately, what's the North Star for you?
Well,
what do you want out of this whole thing?
I think people define success in all different ways. For me, there's a couple different things that I want. Of course, like I want to be happy. So I would like, whether like I would like to start a family one day. I would like to, have a successful partnership. I want, those things. Like I would like to experience that. But then I also I think that music is it can open the door for so many things. So, you know, I would like to do a world tour, you know, one day, you know, not just the US. Like, I think, like, I've already gotten to experience so many cities, and, you know, I'm probably in my family, like, probably in my family, my extended family, too. I'm probably one of the most well-traveled that I've, you know, out of everybody. And there's a lot of us. Like, I've been so many places, seen so many things, but I want to see more. Like, I want to go overseas. I want to see these other countries. I want to be like, so I think traveling with that. But then also I would like to be in a position financially to where I could give back. Like, I've always wanted to, which I don't really have any real structure to this. It's just something that, like, when I get into this position, I know I want to do it. Like, growing up in Knoxville, like, I love Knoxville. But as a young kid who loved music, there weren't really many places for me to help develop that. So I think to develop some type of nonprofit, like, studio with, like, a performance space and just other things in Knoxville, like, would be cool to me to do, to open up. And that'll give, you know, just kids there the opportunity. Because for us, that we were just told, okay, if you want to do music, you got to go to Nashville. But it, you know, it would be cool, I think, to give, you know, the kids back home a place and a space to be able to explore that and see what that would be like. So that, like, that's like a, you know, probably like 15, 20 years down the road
for sure
thing. But I would like to do that. And then ultimately, I just want to touch people with my music, man. Like, you know, I think that music is therapeutic for me, but it's cool to see it be impactful for other people as well. So I just want to touch somebody, see the world, make a couple M's.
Straight up.
And then I always used to say I wanted to win a Grammy, but that's not really.
They ain't on the list.
I mean, if it happens, cool, but it's not up there for me anymore.
Okay.
I think that there are more important things than winning a Grammy. You know, I think that I'd rather be solidified, like, with the people rather than, like, a committee of people who just vote on stuff.
I like that.
You know, and I'm a member of the Recording Academy, like, so I see how it works, and it's not saying it's not valid, but for me, I think it's not really as important as it used to be.
Got you.
But that's like a couple of my stars, my North Stars. I had a lot of them, but
that's fire.
Yeah, it's a couple.
That's fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to thank you.
Of course,
y'all inspire me. It's the reason why I do what I'm doing. You know, just providing a space, a place, a safe place to come and chop it up and to give you your flowers. You know what I mean? Because you've been doing this for a while, and it's just you just been knocking shit out the park. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
I just be doing, man. Yeah.
I feel honored to have you from our state, you know what I'm saying, Tennessee, and to just come through here and just tear shit up and do it your way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I appreciate
it's beautiful.
It. Thank you.
So yeah, for sure. I want you to get your shit off. You know what I mean? Give any shout outs that you want to give. You know what I mean? Get in your bag.
Oh man.
But before you do that, I want to give a toast to you. More success.
I appreciate it.
You know what I mean?
Yes. More wins all 2023 and 24.
Yes. Cheers to that.
Wow. Any shout outs? Shout out to the team. Shout out to Daisha. Shout out to Sci-Fi. Shout out to everybody who's been involved this year. Shout out to the listeners, the fans. Y'all been going crazy. And then shout out to God, man. Shout out to God. He's been doing his big one on me this year. And that does not go unnoticed. But that's off the rip. That's all I got. Shout out to all them.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Tell them where they can follow you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure y'all already know. But
no, they might not. They might not. You can follow me at _rap girl, and that's on all platforms. And if you want to go stream the music, that's just type in Daisha McBride, DaishaMcBride. And the Birds remix featuring Black is out now, so definitely go and stream that because I need to pay my rent. So.
Yes.
Pay that.
We will have that tagged down in the description. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you want to play that? You want to play that as I usually play people music as a
we can.
As
we
a
can.
sleeper.
Yeah,
we're gonna have that tagged up under there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The remix and just the whole discography, man. So y'all make sure y'all go tap in with that. Y'all go run that up. Yeah, I ain't.
All right.
Yeah. Daisha, I want to thank you for your contribution to the culture.
Of course.
I want to thank you for being unapologetically you. Mm-hmm. I want to thank you for being vulnerable in your music. I love that with artists that is vulnerable in their music. Mm-hmm. It's real, it's authentic, and I think that's definitely what connects with the people, for sure. I'm excited to see what's next. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you keep surprising me.
Yeah, so, I'm sure there's gonna be more.
It's definitely gonna be more. It's definitely gonna be more. Before we slide up out of here, man, I want to thank y'all, man, for tapping in. I want to thank Daisha for being here. Mm-hmm. It's truly an honor to goddamn just sit down and kick it and chop it up. But yeah, man, y'all follow me at Sauceville 615. Follow the Lost in the Sauce Pod. Subscribe to Outties Network. Don't play yourself. I see some of y'all coming through watching. All right, subscribe and hit that subscribe button. Quit playing. You know what I mean? You gotta put that belt on their ass sometimes. I love y'all too. Yeah, I love y'all too. Yeah. But quit playing. Shout out to Lade in the building. Yeah. Shout out to Good Guys. You know what I mean? Whole gang in here. And yeah, man, it's truly been a blessing, man. And you want to play the remix or the original?
Yeah, play the remix, man.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely run that. Yeah, Yes. We're about to run the remix of Birds. Like I said, that's in the description. But ladies and gentlemen, I give you Daisha McBride. Yes. Yeah.
Come on, crowd. I like
been beautiful.
I like that. I gotta give me one of them. Oh God.
All right, man. We about this thing. Until next time, you dig? Huh? Yeah. Let's go.